Man, like Ant, bruv. Moving like Vin Diesel in Richmond. Man said 50 to 60 miles per hour on the wrong side of the road, cuz.
Mad.
Bro,
Mad.
what the fuck? What kind of world are we living in right now?
Don't know what is happening to my man.
Fuck yeah.
But he just he's had an operation and stuff, right?
Yeah, but and then after the op, they said that he got addicted to prescription painkillers or some shit like that, and alcohol addiction. But when I saw the thing, the first thing I was thinking was, why is Ant driving a little rich white girl car, blood? Man was in a Mini Cooper,
Club, yeah.
fam.
A club man or something, innit?
Yeah,
Mini,
man, what the fuck? You know what I mean? When
No,
I see that whip,
see, and probably someone, he was just like, oh, let me just take baby, let me take wifey's car in it, or let me take,
Bro.
Mum, let me drive the car, it's all right. He's on a madness. And also, I'm sorry, but him becoming addicted to prescription painkillers, that I can see.
Yeah.
Operation. Although the operation he had, like, I would say it's not serious, but like a lot of footballers have it.
It was a knee operation, bro. I had one 3 weeks
That's what
ago.
I'm trying
I
to say.
didn't use crutches and I didn't use the pain. It took me.
That's what I'm saying.
They gave me a week worth of painkillers, and I still ain't even finished
That's
it.
what I'm saying. So
Because
you don't have to end up going to the Priory just
bro,
because of that. It's a bit
you know what
much,
I'm saying?
bro.
He's taking a piss, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And you know what's the most fucked up thing? I'm like, you have been nicked for drink driving, and you still managed to come out the victim, blood. You could have killed a whole family, blood.
All I'm saying is when Rio Ferdinand missed the drug test, he got big bans from football. He got a big ban from football. So when you're actually
Because they say
testing
when you
positive-
miss one, they treat it
say that,
as
yeah,
you
you're
failing.
guilty, yeah, you're acknowledging guilt. So if you're actually getting done, if you're actually getting done for having, you know, substances in your bloodstream, then
Bro, it's just funny to me how everyone, like, is feeling sorry for this youth, blood. Why? What the fuck are you feeling sorry for him for? You know what I mean? That's what pisses me off. It's like, my man is the victim. Everyone's like, oh, it's mental health, and oh, we need to stand behind him. This brother has actually said, you know what? I'm gonna step down from making any more television, and I'm gonna check myself into rehab, blood.
yeah.
How the fuck are you afforded that luxury, bruv?
Yeah.
Because if that was me, I'd be at Her Majesty's pleasure, blood, picking up soap right now.
That'd be your career done.
That would be me.
Go near a camera or have a rant or a bant.
Bruv, there'll be none of
5
that.
years.
I'd be in the soap collection business.
This is what I'm saying to you.
That's what I would be in, blood. Yeah. You know what I'm there?
So exactly,
I'm telling you.
laundry in that, bro.
I'm telling you, it wouldn't be Dove either.
Exactly, trading in cigarettes in that, bro.
They man taking a piss.
That's
They man are feeling sorry for him, you know, talking about mental health, blood. Listen, yeah, like, don't get me wrong, yeah, people allowed to have mental issues, yeah, but fam, like, you knew you was drunk when you got in a fucking car, blood. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying to you.
You know what I'm saying? You knew you were drunk.
And not just that, he's not in the car by himself.
Bruv, he's
So
in
whoever's in the car with him,
blood.
whoever's in the car, especially your mother, anyone who cares about him. And this is the thing when you're dealing with these celebrities here, is that in a lot of these cases, it's like, there's almost like an economy that revolves around you anyway. So whoever Ant is, he'll have a stylist, he'll have an accountant. I'm sure that his level of income, he'll probably maybe have a nutritionist or a consultant where this health is concerned. So there's people around you that will be like, look, bro, this is, they see you slipping, they can pull you back from the edge. And I'm not saying, and I just don't know how well he'd be able to hide that for that long. When you've been running with Deck for time, but Deck hasn't noticed in the green room as well. That,
Bro, I seen the way he got out the car, he was trolleyed, fam.
Bro.
He was trolleyed. And the maddest thing about it is, yeah, everyone's like, oh, mental health, feel sorry for him. I ain't feeling sorry for him because these are the same man that wanted to hang Jamie Carragher only a few days before, blood, because he spat at someone. But I'd rather get hit by a bit of phlegm than a fucking car going at 60 miles an hour. I'll tell you that.
There you go. Remember the group Big Brothers?
Yep.
Didn't their career pretty much end because one of them got caught with weed?
So there you go.
Well, no, he just got caught with weed and they were done. Like people wouldn't go near them. And maybe the argument was that, oh, but think about like, you know, because then the argument about role model and example they're setting for kids.
I said, yo, it's medicinal,
so for me, exactly, but for me,
stressed.
But see, isn't that funny now that now people recognize marijuana for being medicinal and its medicinal properties and stuff?
That's because white people can make money from it.
Exactly, but if you're a felon, you can't have a medical marijuana store in the States, for example. Which is funny because a lot of people, especially non-violent criminals, would have been arrested and imprisoned and received a record for drugs charges.
But that's exactly why they can't make money from it.
Now they're decriminalising the same thing so that for their white counterparts, they can make money from it. But like, so far as the Ant thing, he may have issues and he may be dealing with a hard time. He may be coping with
No
depression.
one's saying he doesn't.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I said, he's still responsible, and the people around him are responsible as far as I'm concerned. Like, he will have a publicist, he will have a manager or an agent or a booking agent, you know. When he's putting together autobiography and that, then there's people around that can, or ghostwriting or all this stuff. So for me, there's no excuse that there weren't people that were around that could have helped the guy
But I'm
out.
like, bro, you hit someone. Because the other day,
you hit
Wayne
someone.
Rooney got pulled over, yeah, over the limit in some next gal's car and that, and there was a big scandal. But Wayne Rooney didn't hit no one, and he still got community service.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know them ones there. But this guy's like, oh, I'm going to step down and I'm not going to do this. Bruv, his production company basically co-produced the shows that man fucking is on anyway. So he can't sack himself.
Yeah.
You know them ones there? That's the real story.
Just gotta go on holiday.
If you got enough money, man just be like, he's going on holiday. He might
So,
go to rehab.
he's not being convicted or given criminal.
Bro, they released him from jail. I'm not saying that they might not sentence him at a later date, but my man was allowed to go home. He's not in jail now.
Well, there you go. Not even on remand or anything.
If
It's already an offence before that.
If that was me, it's peak, fam. As soon as I failed the breathalyzer, it's
you.
peak.
That's you.
Even if it was fucking Kev that works in the butchers, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking working class white guy, he's fucked.
Brother, if you get caught in Richmond,
Jail, blood.
if you get caught in Richmond and you lick a car with a white girl from Richmond in it,
It's mad. Man
trust
licked
me,
the Asian family.
see-
That's the only thing that probably is. It's like, yeah, all
I
right.
imagine you be getting tumped up on some bonnet, bruv.
Bruv, I'm telling you, blood. If my man licked into fucking Penelope's car, fam, do you know what I'm
you'd
saying?
be a rat, bruv.
Or, bruv, it would be so peak, blood.
Even if you
Imagine
were-
man lick Arabella, blood, in the in the fucking
Exactly,
in the
man.
mini, fam.
I'm saying
It would have been so peak for him, blood.
Yeah,
but
if you hit Porsche.
because he hit a couple. Man hit a couple Asians and that. Do you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
They were like,
it's
all
kind
right,
of
all
like,
right, and steady on, mate. Lads, boys will be boys.
yeah, that's
and
it.
a few.
It's fucking mad.
And
But
a few.
the whole situation just pissed me off. How somehow this youth is a victim, blood. How?
Yeah.
Man, I'm talking about mental health now, bruv. Like mental health. What the fuck, blood? Man's drink driving.
I'll be honest with you, yeah. In a couple of ways with like mental health, I sometimes get very cynical by it. Not to say that it doesn't exist.
Oh, it exists, but
I
everyone's
just
got
find,
mental
I
health
just find it's
problems.
very. I just find it's kind of like weird that there's very much a field of study so far as the diagnosis of various aspects of mental health or the spectrum of mental health issues. But so far as like the mental gymnastics you have to do, if you're a person of color in a society where an inferiority complex is suggested to you in the media, like whether it's in like commerce or in the news, where you're constantly told that you're less than a certain group of people, and then that's even shown in some ways through government policy, or you know, even in like law enforcement, where it's always suggested to you, like, does anyone ever feel about the kind of post-traumatic stress disorder that comes from that?
Bro, but we're not allowed.
I mean,
We're not allowed.
even though we're talking about the obesity, for example, like even obesity really is an issue where they're saying people recognize obesity as a problem. It comes from compulsion and stuff, or you know, we talk about body dysmorphia and self-harming. But then again, we spent years, millennia, suggesting inferiority complex, the darker you are. Does anyone think about like you know the practices that maybe black people have to do? Because it's borderline body dysmorphia, or even the fact that you know certain offices are making it illegal for women to have dreadlocks in the office, so that it's not professional.
Well,
so
there you go.
What kind of complex is that going to give you? You're going to thrive, and you're going to try and thrive in a society.
Well, there you go. But then they have
you're
the cheek
considered
to
second-class
call
citizen.
us angry, bruv. Maybe we got mental health issues.
That's what I mean.
But you've been fucking with us.
Exactly.
For centuries.
No one ever said
You know
that.
what I'm
The thing is,
saying?
you're sitting in a class and now they can say, you know, personality disassociation disorder, or they can say behavioral disorder, or you're on a spectrum. But like I said, with us, it's just reduced to anger and aggression.
Well, there you go.
And
with
it's
it. So-
like, what competent scientist wouldn't, or competent psychologist wouldn't think that being a descendant of people that have been robbed of their humanity would have some transgressional kind of effect on who we are. So, yeah, but it's even like, you know, they're saying alcohol addiction is an issue and it's a problem now. Like in America at the moment now, they're bringing legislation where it's like Trump is saying opioid dealers could get the death penalty because they're dealing with an opioid crisis, which obviously we know affects more working class people in the States. Now, it's very funny now that if you are selling, well, technically legal drugs, but through illegal means, then you're eligible for the death penalty. See, it's funny, what about the users of opioids though? Because if you was a crackhead, you're going pen. No one said you're sick, no one said you had a problem, no one said it's like a symptom of poverty. You're a crackhead, you're a degenerate drug addict, piece of shit, you don't care about your kids, you need to go to jail. But now you've got all these people that are addicted to opioids, and you know, or people that because they can't afford to get access to opioids, they now turn into like heroin or fentanyl. That's mashing people up. Then it's a health crisis. And it's the same thing where it's like, you know, alcoholism, for example, in like Australia, affects, I think they say up to 75% of indigenous Australians struggle with alcohol. But then they're a fucking underclass.
Yeah, and the way they're treated is just fucking ridiculous.
And sometimes you need alcohol to kind of sterilize the fucking psychological wounds and scars that's been led in your head for time. But again, no one, in that instance, that's not the issue. It's just they've got a propensity towards drinking.
Well, there you go. Well, that's a different fucking ball game. Do you know what I mean? Because the thing is, considering all the bullshit that we have to go through, we got the lowest fucking suicide rate. You know them ones there.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's like,
the psychological gymnastics you have to do just to be a black man in Western society.
And we kill ourselves. We take our own lives the least. Yeah. You know them ones there. So what the fuck?
And we take our own lives the least, but it's suggested that because we might take each other's lives, then we're supposed to be considered less than everyone else because black and black crime is supposed to be distinct from crime.
But the thing is, if you put all the crime together, actually, it's all proportionate. You know what I mean? If you're Asian, you're more likely to get killed by an Asian.
Because you kill where you live.
Because you kill where you live.
Kill where you live.
You know what I mean? If you're white, you're going to kill white people. If you're black, you're going to kill black people because you kill where you live.
You kill where you live.
You know what I mean? You're more likely to get killed by people the same race as you, raped, whatever it is, any scenario, it's always going to be your own people.
This is it.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because you do that shit where you live. But when it's us, they like to fucking inflate it and magnify it.
And say that we're predisposed to be violent against one another. But again, it's like, you know, you have to understand like the suggestion for most other black men, even about what is supposedly their blackness, if you could even have a term like that, that's also just suggested to them by the same media. So if you're even seeing messages or which suggest that you are inferior or people that look like you or have a certain look are inferior, then your aggression will be turned towards them as well. And I just feel like when we're talking about mental health and issues with addiction, like the mental gymnastics that you need just to even rationalize a black existence, like very little study goes towards it. So this is why I'd say I do find it very hard to be sympathetic to these things when they start, you know, using, I guess would be the equivalent of the race card, would be the mental health card.
The mental health card, but that's it. That shit gets pulled out all the time. They're like, oh, this issue with thingy is mental health. Bro, if it was fucking normal fucking Kevin, it wouldn't have been a mental health issue. It would have been, he's a fucking alcoholic. Yeah. You know the ones, that's what it is.
He's a degenerate alcoholic.
You see when man want to choose who they have sympathy for. Do you know what I mean? Because if it was that same fucking alcoholic that asked you for £1 and you told them to go fuck themselves, do you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, it's not a mental health issue. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can't just pick and choose when it's a mental health issue and when it's not. Like, it's either it's a mental health issue across the board, or you treat everyone the fucking same.
Treat everyone the same, or
and his ass should be in jail.
Exactly. Or if he's not going to be in jail because no one was injured, then the punitive measure needs to be that he either contributes money towards the family that he affected, or maybe he needs to do some community work and help out people who don't have the same resources that he has to help with their addiction. Because not everyone, because one of the reasons people actually end up going to like turn into substance abuse is because they haven't got fucking money for a therapist.
Truth.
Do you know what I mean? So this is the thing as well, is that when we're talking about crisis and like issues of mental health, well, a lot of people probably do have mental health issues, but do not have the finances or resources to seek their help, and so they turn to self-medication, which again, not really addressed that much when it comes to like poorer people.
Absolutely.
But like I said, there's always this iniquity in terms of responsibility and stuff. Because this is what I'm saying. Yeah, if Ant was a person of color, Deck would have to explain himself too. You know what I mean? They'd be like, Deck, like, isn't it about time that heterosexual, cisgender white men have more role models in society if they're going to appear on TV? Because every time it's hip hop and a rapper does something,
they're asking other rappers. They have to explain some shit.
Whereas when Ian Watkins went down for, you know, what he did, which I don't even want to repeat it too tough, but none of the other members of his band, I know other white men from indie bands or anyone else that's on Pop Boy, they went like, so is there more responsibility from... So it's just a weird thing that this guy has been able to shirk off this responsibility. And it's probably because, like I said, it's because, you know, a lot of people are invested in this guy. So if he goes down, a lot of other people go down. So I guess
that's all it is. Yeah. Depending on how much you're worth to XYZ, depends on what the fucking punishment is.
And that's exactly how the penal industrial complex works. Are you worth more to these people outside or inside? Because if you're making dough and you can post that big bail, then you can probably walk in it.
But that's it. It's not a life for a life, blood. We don't live in that society, innit? So people need to hop off this ideal world bullshit. In an ideal world, yeah, he didn't kill no one. like minor injuries, but he could have killed someone. He broke the law on several fucking grounds, bruv. You're driving on the wrong side of the road. You broke the law.
Yeah.
You're drunk as fuck. You broke the law. And you still hit the car and caused an accident. So you broke the law.
Yeah.
At least 3 times.
Yeah.
Bruv, that's jail. At least let
jail.
him sleep in jail, bruv. He's rich. You know what I mean? Just sleep there. Just one night.
It's like, or some community service that's not glamorous, bruv.
Bruv, let him sleep in jail just to scare him. Even. Sleep here.
Dry out. That's what they do with poor people, innit?
Yeah.
They dry them out, then they throw them back on the street, innit?
But that's what they do, bruv. They'll keep you in overnight or something. Do you know what I mean? They purposely take long, bruv. You know what I mean? Go share your food with a big motherfucker or something. Do you know what I'm saying? Man, let a big motherfucker ask you, are you finished with that? You know what I mean? You need to do that. Exactly. Go gym with them man there that ain't gonna come out. Do you know what I mean? He needs to do that for a night, fam, because like there's no deterrent, bruv, if you let man off.
Yeah. But that's, I mean, and I guess it speaks a lot for the celebrity world, man, because, didn't that happen with Caitlyn Jenner as well?
Yeah, bruv. That's a mad thing as well.
This happened with Caitlyn Jenner.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So.
But yeah, you women can take that L. You know the one. You know the one there.
That's another one.
You women can take that L for Caitlyn, man.
Yeah, well, even Halle Berry had a madness as well.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just different rules for different people depending on where you are in your life, boy. Different rules, but it's just mad that like I feel bad for the guy in it, like, but at the same time, I would that remorse ends when other people's lives are involved with his actions. So
I don't feel sorry for him at all.
Like, you know the ones who, the ones where you're just like, bro, you're supposed to be like, I'm a celebrity in that, bro. You was laughing when you were watching people eat kangaroo balls for their fame and that.
But that's why you should have gone jail, blood. And man have to eat that real shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It was funny when you're laughing at man eating ostrich balls and stuff, trying to revive their careers, and now you're in a.
That's what I mean. Man's doing the Bush Tucker trial, blood.
That's insane.
You know what I'm saying? In HMP, fam. That would have been.
Bush Tucker trial, that would be a good one, isn't it?
That would have been a good. I'm telling you, Bush Tucker trial, blood. You know what I'm saying?
And your task is to get some phone time.
Man would have to forget kangaroo anus. Man would have to eat the real thing, you know, like that. Man would have to eat that real.
I'm in jail. Get me out. I'm a celebrity. I'm in jail. Like that, we all hear when that happened. Yeah, that's the idea. I'm in jail. Get me out of here, celebrity. I'm in jail. I'm in jail.
Mom, should Ant go to jail, blood? Leave your comments in the comments section.
Exactly. Man. And I'm a celebrity. Get me out of jail. Sounds like a very good idea. But people would have to know they weren't celebrities, though. That's the only thing, man, for them to really get the experience. But then maybe some people wouldn't even care. Oh,
no, blood. I seen him with the beard. I almost didn't recognize him. You know them ones?
No, it's it. No makeup or anything. Just
that's it, blood.
Fling
you know
them in
what I'm
there.
saying? Boom. Baseball cap on, beard and that, and then man just get violated.
I don't necessarily want Ant to be violated, but he needs to be punished for his actions because he hurt innocent people. And if that would be, if that happened the other way around, then. Boy, people would have been like, well, Sharia law, that's the problem. Let them drive down the street and it would have been a madness. It would have been a madness. So it's not really that fair, man. I just think it's weird that no one and the people around him aren't being held accountable for, like, you know, endangering people's lives. It's crazy. But it's just, again, it's like, it's different rules.
You'll be like, what about Syria?
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck that.
What's a banana? Yeah, it's just I just don't understand why my man is going through all this from knee surgery. But
surgery.
Well, I suppose it was a divorce as well, right?
Bruv, I don't care what it was. You know what it was there, like.
I'm saying, man.
Man crashed in a Mini. You didn't even go out on top. You know what it was there? You know what it was there? At least Scarface went out like a G.
Bro, but there was a cricketer. Like, exactly. But what happened with that cricketer? Remember that cricketer who he was driving drunk, I think, or he was coke. I think it was on coke, and the police pulled him over, so he ran. And he ended up, he ran because he's like, if I get caught, you know, like under the influence, and I think he ended up dying because he ran into like train tracks or something and hit the third rail. But like, you know what I mean? So obviously that guy was so scared about losing his reputation, and it's resulted in a tragic loss of his life. But he probably just could have done, you know, probably might have been the first time offender or beat the case. But yeah, he ended up doing a madness. But it's just crazy to see that, like, how people go so far as to, like, you know, not even acknowledge that you may have hurt another human being to hold on to this fame, brother. Maybe that's the sickness. Yeah, we're talking about it's alcohol addiction and kind of things, but really it's the fame. That's the drug. That's really the madness. Because people are addicted because we're much more willing to be forgiven of his actions, and also because he will do anything to hold on to it. But I just think if the best thing Ant can do is at least make a donation to his family or help people out, or maybe be more outspoken about this stuff in the first place, man, and talk about his addictions and actually be involved, man. But this is the thing, man. It's like
But I don't know, but then when people that talk about it, then we feel sorry for him, and then he also makes an excuse for other people to do some bullshit.
This is it.
I just say, bruv, like, just treat them all the same.
Yeah, this is true.